So, the K2 meter, or electromagnetic field, EMF for short, used by many paranormal investigators, ghost hunters, whatever you want to call them, originally created probably for electricians to test, radiation of electric. Personally, for myself, when these things go off, do I think that that's a ghost doing that somebody's passed over? No, because I have no evidence to suggest that. However, they do go off in very odd places, for example, outside in the middle of nowhere, and normally when they go off ridiculous amounts, they flash all the way up to red and stay there, and that's either before something's going to happen or after something's going to happen. On occasion, we've also had batteries just drain as well around the same time as these have been going off. You can see it going off at the moment, which is actually picking up the electronics around me. But let's go to a further look of what's inside and some extra details for you. This is effectively the circuit board that's inside of these things. This looks like a K2, but it's not official K2, because it doesn't have the marking on the back saying K2, and there's no markings on there saying K2. That's the easiest way to find out. Effectively, battery goes into some capacitors, the on and off switch. This chip here, I believe, is what is actually doing the detecting, and then all of this is just converting for LEDs, etc, and routing stuff around the board. In effect, you turn them on. That initial up-down motion, I believe, is something to do with the power coming from the battery, so it's actually detecting itself. Now, one of these shouldn't be able to detect the other one, so I've got two. So if I turn this one on, you notice this one is not affecting from that at all. But I'm going to go into what can potentially make these go off and cause false positives for what you're detecting and exactly what it is you're detecting. If you've ever done that thing where you turn the light switch on and it sparks, this actually picks up the turn on. I'll do it again. As you can see, because there's a small static discharge in here, and sometimes you can actually see it when it comes out the switch itself. The light itself is sending out a very, very small signal there. If I turn the EMF meter on, let it settle down, it's already, there we go, okay. But if I get right up next to it, you can see it starts having a bit of a moment. So as you can see, now it's on flight mode. It's not going off. Now I can practically set it on the phone. If I take it off of flight mode, boing, see, straight away it goes crazy. Occasionally, see, it's on flight mode now. Occasionally, if you start doing things like taking photographs, like maybe typing something in or just turning the phone on and off, it can also have an effect. Oh, see a little blip there, but it's very marginal. So if you're filming when using an electromagnetic field detector, people are going to say, well, your cameras are producing some sort of, electricity, so it could affect these. Now I'm going to turn it on and keep an eye on that. It blipped slightly, so it did pick up a very slight signal, and that's now on. I'll put the night shot on as well, because we use that quite a lot. So that's night shot, nothing. I'll start recording. So that's now recording, nothing. Absolutely solid, not even that screen is picking up. There is not enough coming off of this camera to set this device off. All this being said, you're probably thinking to yourself, well, where's the evidence to prove this? Well, it is in our episodes, but I will show you a little clip of Claude Farm where this was going off, not only one, but two, and one of them was right the way down on the floor. This place has no power.
That one just went off. That one's going off.
Whoa. That should not be going off. You need to tell people how impossible this is.
There is no power down there. If anything, that down there is... I put that down there thinking, oh yeah, that one's not got much battery, but you never know. So I put it down there to like basically indicate something that might be in that space, and that's going off. Would I recommend a K2 meter? Yeah, I mean, you could probably pick up cheaper ones. I can't say that, you know, those are as good, but we use them as an indication that there's something there creating an electromagnetic field, and normally something happens after that. We don't know why, what, or how, but we do take, you know, precautions. Our phones are on flight mode, sometimes they're off completely. We check the electronics in areas. Just be sure these things are all checked. We don't know if it is something otherworldly, but at the moment for us, we only know what we know. So that's the only advice I can give. But yeah, give them a go, see what you think.